Hello, this is Jim Phillips with Remember Veteran Grave Markers. This is episode 79. It's going to be kind of a year in review for 2025. And while it's October, there's still 2 more months. I think this is a good time to be able to share what we have done. Now, I'm pretty proud this year because we've done a lot of good stuff. The first thing I wanted to bring out that probably is most preeminent is it's the 260th anniversary of the end of the Civil War. This is a big deal. And it's a big deal because a lot of the work that we do and Remember Veteran Grave Markers, particularly in regards to headstones, has to do with a historic headstone, as you see right here. This is a historic headstone that we're going to be working on throughout the summer. Now, we're going to be following a procedure that I've identified in my guide to cleaning, identifying headstones, which we follow the Department of Veterans Affairs, National Cemetery Administration, as well as good practices and best practices of the industry. So we're pretty excited about being able to use that and share that with others. This book will come up a little bit later as we talk. Now, again, Remember Veteran Grave Markers focuses on all of the cemeteries in Lucas County. Now, there's 54 cemeteries, some of which don't need our help, some of them do, and we will get into that shortly. Now, first and foremost, I want to point out we had a great sponsor join us this year. The National Veteran Business Development Council, NVBDC, we had partnered with them. They've become a sponsor of us, and we're excited about that because of the work that they do. They have an arm for nonprofits and small businesses called the Military Veteran Organization Task Force. And this is for the military community. So this is what RVGM has partnered with NVBDC in this task force. So we're part of this community. We're really excited about that because there's some great people, great opportunities, and even better visibility. So as we start out this year, and looking at the Civil War as being our preeminent spot that we're going to be looking at, we started looking at 4 major cemeteries, major insofar as we were going to schedule time to go there, but not major insofar as large or important. These are just 4 cemeteries that we chose to go to. The first one is Forest Cemetery. We went to Forest Cemetery, did some cleaning there, and did a lot of work on Civil War and historic headstones. The headstone that I did refer to earlier on is what's called a historic headstone. It's signified by the shield that it has. So we were looking at historic headstones, predominantly headstones of the Civil War, where this precipitated from. Now, from Forest, we went to another place to go. Is we went to this one is in Riverside. We went to Riverside Cemetery and did some work there, cleaning up headstones. They have a lot of Civil War veterans, and they have some predominantly maybe special veterans there. Particularly one that I liked was it's a Sergeant Major of the 54th Massachusetts. That was a pretty interesting find to come there and clean that headstone. Further on, we went over to Swanton Township, and we went to the Swan Township Cemetery, right across the street from the Township Hall and a golf course. But here, they have one of the 5 Revolutionary War patriots buried there. So it was interesting to go there, clean the headstones, and be part of that. That was one of the weekend engagements we did. The last weekend engagement we did is over at Swan Creek. Now, Swan Creek has not only a number of Civil War veterans, but they also have a small monument there of the members of the community that died during the Civil War. So it was very nice to be there and see the things that went on. Now, those are 4 places we went that we were excited about being part of. But that's not all we did during the summer. We also went to Historic Woodlawn Cemetery. Historic Woodlawn Cemetery has a number of places where veterans are located, predominantly in Section 41 and in Section 28. We focused our attention on, it was Section 43 and Section 28. We focused our attention there on the Civil War section because it has a great monument. Now, that's one that we plan on coming back to in the future to do more cleaning and hopefully helping to straighten out some headstones. But work there, we did some cleaning. They have one of the largest number of colored veterans or black veterans of the Civil War. So it's kind of interesting to go there, take a look at the 54th Massachusetts, the United States Colored Infantry, Colored Troop. So they've got a number of veterans there that are black that were served in the Civil War. So it was fun to go there because you got to see history unfold right before you. And things like the movie Glory becomes more alive because you now see some of the people that were part of that 54th Regiment out of Massachusetts. Now, there are more cleaning we have done, but I want to share with you some of the things that we have also done during the summer, and I think it's worth mentioning, is that we had a nice article in the Sylvania Advantage. That was a really nice article, presented us in a very nice light, and talked about some of the work we were doing over at, that was Association Cemetery. That was pretty cool. Another one we had is on from 13 Action News. Ethan Watts, he had done a nice piece on us over at Historic Woodlawn Cemetery. That's worthwhile taking a look at. It was cool. During the summer, we did do 4 presentations on cleaning and identification of graves in the local Lucas County, Toledo public library system. So that was fun. We did that, and it was received nicely. Recently we had a piece that was published in the city paper that was honoring veteran heroes. As you see there, they did a nice article on us on page 10. So we were pretty darn excited about that. So what else did we do? I mean, we had a lot of other things we did that we took advantage of. One was over at Wolfinger Cemetery. We went out there and cleaned veteran graves, at Wolfinger. And as I mentioned before, we did clean some graves over at Association Cemetery over in Sylvania Township, and then over in White House, there was Rupp Cemetery. We did some work there and cleaning veteran graves there. Again, our focus this year is on the 260th anniversary of the end of the Civil War. We focused on those guys, but we did do others as well. Now, this isn't all we did, and while I didn't talk about individual or specific headstones, this is the area we covered. This is what we did throughout, really from the beginning of the year to at least now. And I think when you look at donating to Remember Veteran Grave Markers, think about, here are the things that we do and where we go and what we did. With the 260th anniversary of the Civil War, what I did as part of a interesting study on my part is to do a survey of government furnished headstones that were of the what's called historic style, the one with the shield, and do a survey of those and find out who had them, where they had them, and those were located predominantly, not predominantly, all over Lucas County. From the west side over at Swanton, north up to Fort Berkey, down to Riverside and White House, and then over to certainly over to North Oregon and Willow, and all points in between. Really, a good spread of where these Civil War headstones are. And I think it's really kind of nice. And those are just the government furnished headstones. Those do not include private headstones, which also need attention, but is out of the scope for what we do. So I wanted to share that with you so that you have a picture. I'm sorry that the video is a little bit longer than usual, but I think the information that you wanted to hear is there, and that you can use this to talk to other people about it, or just say, hey, I know that guy and this is what they do. And we're happy with that. So I would ask you to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the video if you like this. If you want to see more information on what we do and how we do it, please let us know. This is not our last video of the year, but it is one that kind of summarizes all the high points of what we had. Great time this year. We're looking forward to a great time next year, because one of the things is that at the end of October, the cleaning time is slowly winding down, and we'll be getting into videos and studying and research and other things necessary. A possible thing that we're going to be doing in the future with a variety of cemeteries is doing paperwork to replace broken or worn headstones. So we are looking forward to doing that, starting out with Historic Woodlawn, but maybe looking over to the Toledo cemeteries that they manage as well. So that's it. This is Jim Phillips with Remember Veteran Grave Markers. Again, like, subscribe, share, and engage with us. That's so nice. Okay, God bless, take care, and enjoy the rest of your October. Bye-bye.